Hello. Welcome. I don't know why I say two of us in here, but private chat. Oh, hi, Sajida. Hi, Megan. Good. We've got some people joining us. Linka. Hope I said that right. Very good. Cool. I'm just going to give it a minute for everyone to come in. If you want to just share where you're coming in from in the chat, that's cool. I'm currently in Egypt on the Red Sea. We kind of forgot to do, well, we didn't forget because we did it, but we normally do like a like letting people know about this call the day before, and we did it actually just a couple of hours ago. So oops, we dropped the ball on that one, but hopefully we will get a few more people join. But either way, whether you're watching this live or whether you're watching the replay, I've got a topic that I wanted to chat about today on passive income. So hi, Gloria, welcome. We're just sort of waiting for people to come in the room right now. But today I want to talk about passive income, and it sort of was sparked from something I saw yesterday from the guy who wrote The Art of Nonconformity. If you've not read The Art of Nonconformity, it's a great book. I'll leave it in the chat here for you. The Art of Nonconformity. So it's a really good book. I first read it, welcome Susan, a really good book. I first read it many years ago, and I traveled around with it as well. And I actually ended up giving it to the owners of a place where we were staying when we were living in Italy before we left in, oh my God, when was that? Long time ago. It's around probably 2012, 2013, somewhere around. Anyway, who cares where the book is now? It could have been passed on, but I left it in Italy. So anyway, I watched a live stream last night from this guy, Chris Wilbo, I think. I don't exactly know how you pronounce his name, and apologies to that poor man who probably gets, this wrong. Megan says she has a book, The Art of Nonconformity. It's a great book. Yeah, so I was watching a live stream that he was doing. I couldn't watch all of the live stream, but I felt really inspired by the things that he was talking about, which was basically, like the difficult situation that we're in right now with the whole COVID thing that's happening, and basically what people can do to start earning money from their homes. So obviously that's one of the big topics that we like to discuss here. And he was explaining about like how passive income is such an important part of the online business world, and I have to say that's true. And I never knew it until now how true it was, because obviously my passive income right now is really contributing towards my business, because obviously I have two sides to my business. I've got the service side and I've got the product side. So I've got one side where I do teaching and training products, and I do calls like this, and I do coaching on one-on-one stuff, but I sell a lot of my training on a program basis where people pay a plan and then they pay every month for that plan. So even though COVID has essentially taken away a lot of my service-based business, because a lot of my clients, well, two of my main clients actually dropped off because they were in the travel and event business, and right now no events are happening and no travel is happening. For me, I thought to myself, God, that passive income, thank God it's there. And now one of my main focuses is going to be on how I can increase and improve that, which I wanted to share some ideas with you today on how you can do that. But so I was watching this thing from Chris, and somebody there had normally had a day job where they were like some kind of meditation therapist or something like that, and they normally saw clients in an offline office. And then this woman decided, because she couldn't see her clients anymore and she had to close her office, she decided she was going to create an online membership site, and she was going to sell a subscription to people who would go and do meditations with her. So it was kind of like part live and part passive, I guess. It's a lot of people think about passive income like they sit there and they don't do anything, but that's not really the case of passive income. You're still actively doing things, but you don't necessarily have to do something directly to where that source of income is coming for that individual. So you can, for example, if you like she does, if she teaches people how to meditate and she does meditation with those people, then what she's done is translated that into some videos which are passive, because once you do those videos, it's like partially passive. Once you do those videos, they're done, and then you put them inside your members area. So then it becomes a passive process because people are just watching the videos, they're not watching you. And then she also did a lot of live stuff as well inside that membership site area. And then she started from the time of launching that and telling everyone about it and getting people on board. She's like making $1,000 a month, which was amazing, from an offline business world as well. Another woman was a nurse, and she just started like a sideline business making candles at home and selling candles. And she then decided, she was working as a nurse, but I think she suddenly had to stop working because of some high risk thing. And then she could no longer do her job as a nurse anymore. And she started upping her candle business and doing e-commerce and selling her candles online, and looking at how she could distribute them online, you know, courier and things like that. And then she got her candle business up and running. Megan says she's done a very similar type of thing and helped a musician. And yeah, people are having to reinvent themselves. People are having to go a little bit more digital. So I wanted to give you, because obviously we've only got an hour and it's less than an hour now, but I wanted to give you a little condensed version of things that you could potentially do to start doing what the sensible thing is to do right now, and start thinking of how can I potentially make passive income. Because a lot of us are stuck. We've lost clients. I've heard of several VAs who have lost clients since COVID started, simply because the client's business has folded. It's nothing to do with the VA, but it's usually the client's business that has gone pop. And this is in my case as well with these two clients. And then there was no longer any work for the VA to do. So of course they're going to have to let people go. So I'm going to talk to you about passive income. Now, the first thing you need to be aware of, like I say with passive income, it's never completely passive, as in you don't do anything for it. You have to do something, whether that be something to start with, like creating a product or creating something, or setting the means up to make passive income. You have to do that, and you also have to always keep building on your resources and your leads to make the passive income as well. So it's never completely passive. It's always got to be something that you have to do. But ideally, what you want to do is start, if you're at the basics in the very beginning, you've got two real key things that you need to start. And that is, one, to build up a subscriber list. So you need an opt-in page. You need to get an email marketing system. If you do not have a place where you can collect people's names and email addresses, that is the very first thing you have to do. So it could be in anything. For example, I have an account with ConvertKit. They're about to go up to 1,000 subscribers for free, which is amazing. So yeah, the new free plan. So you can get a completely free ConvertKit account. They have landing pages inside there as well that you can just set up very easily, and you can start building your mailing list. This is the first thing you need to do. And if you're here and you're not a VA, or you're not technically minded, or you're watching the replay and you're a business owner and you're like, how do I don't even know the first thing about what ConvertKit is or setting this up, hire a VA to help you. Really, it's a very, very good investment. And then a VA can very easily set up your passive income structure to be able to help you kind of move things along and get along. Megan also says that MailerLite has some good stuff with landing pages. So first thing you need to look for, and the first thing you need to do, is have the facility or the means to start generating subscribers. And subscribers are people who give you their name and email address. Now, obviously, if someone's going to give you their name and email address, they're going to want something in return. Nobody just does it for a random sake of giving you their name and email address. So that's kind of like going up to a person in the street and saying, give me the keys to your house. No one's going to do it. So what you need is some kind of incentive for them to be able to give you their name and email address. Now, what I would say generally is just really think about what you're good at, okay? Because it's never, when you're doing anything in terms of online business and passive income, and if you watch social media and you look at YouTube and you look at Instagram, it's never the people that are qualified to tell you about their topic. It's the people who are passionate about their topic that get the people interested in them. It's never about what qualifications do you have and what you can share, because unless if you're passionate about that, then that's fine. But if you're not passionate about it, then you need to kind of put what you're qualified to do aside, I think, and then start to focus on things that you're passionate about, that you can talk about with enthusiasm, that you can share with people, that you can, like when you talk to a friend and you're like, oh yeah, I found this, I did this, I went this, whether it's cooking in your kitchen and you may invented this amazing recipe and you just want to share it with people. Anything that you're really, really super duper passionate about is what you should really be focusing on when it comes to thinking about, well, what could I offer? And the first thing you need to offer is something free in exchange for the email address and the name. So let's say, for example, you're a chartered accountant and you don't really enjoy chartered accountancy, but you absolutely love to come up with recipes in your kitchen, and your specialism is coming up with leftover recipes. So you might want to come up with a recipe book that's like, I don't know, 20 pages, something like that, of your top 10 or top 20 recipes or whatever it is that you can make up from leftovers or store cupboard items or something like that. Now, who doesn't want that? And then if you can put together something where you can put all these 10 recipes from leftovers together within 30 minutes, even better. So what we're looking for something is really, really enticing around that subject matter. And you've got to think, what do people really want? I was watching something like a Julia Childs film the other day. It was like a movie about Julia Childs with Meryl Streep. And it was about, how she wanted to bring French cuisine into American kitchens, and she was at the publishers and she'd done this massive, like 6 million page cookbook and all these very intricate and complicated recipes. And then the publisher was like, well, this is great, I'm sure they taste fantastic, but most housewives and women, they're not looking for like being in the kitchen for 3 hours just to make one meal. They're looking for something quick and easy and good to put together, which tastes good and things like that. And that's one thing that she was doing it out of her passion, but she was doing it for herself. She wasn't doing it for her audience. So you have to start thinking about what your potential audience really want. And either way, we're going to talk about different passive income streams and what you can do. But either way, in any and all case, in all scenarios, you need to generate an audience, ideally of subscribers that are following you and listening to you on email. And you need to have something that's going to entice them to give you their name and email address, something that they get instant gratification for, something that they can sign up for and immediately get that. So you can say on the opt-in page that they can start making those first recipes today, from the leftovers in their fridge, and they'll have a meal ready within 30 minutes. And things like that. So you gotta sell it like, it's really, really enticing, immediate gratification. They can start doing something straight away. It's very, very important. A lot of people have, things that they can give people free, but then they realize once they get access to them or something like that, or they don't sign up for them because they think, oh, it's going to take too long and it's too much like effort, work. No, if you're going to build this, you've got to build it like quick, easy. It's going to be good. You're going to be able to take this away and you're going to be able to take a result from this today. That's ideally what we're looking for. Megan says, I've seen loads of people advertising mini offers or people selling programs that teach how to set up a mini offer. Has anyone seen these as well? Any successes in the group, things to share about creating a mini offer? I've not seen anything specifically relating to mini offers. I've seen people do sort of more condensed versions of their products that they can sell cheaper for people who normally have high ticket items. They aren't free. Yeah, they are low price. Yeah. So I've seen people condense high ticket items into more lower price products. Yeah. Between $27, $47, that type of thing. And also people creating membership sites and reducing, you know, their membership site subscriptions down to a very low amount every month. Okay, so those are the two things ideally that you need immediately to get started. And like I say, if you don't already have the means or the technical ability to be able to set these up, just pay someone to do it. It will not take them very long. And it'll be a really, really good investment for you to do that so you can get up and running. You know, then we have to start thinking about as well building a social audience. So you have to choose your poison here. Everybody has this love-hate relationship with social media. For example, if you're a complete video phobe and you absolutely hate being on camera, not a good idea if you set up a YouTube channel. If you're somebody who is terrible at design or something like that, then maybe Instagram is not right for you. If you're somebody who loves photography, maybe Instagram is right for you. You know, so you've got to think about which social media platform is going to be best for you to start growing your audience. So I would go for it and choose any of the social media platforms that you think that you could do really well at and enjoy using. You know, if you're somebody who loves to get on camera and make quick videos, of course, YouTube is going to be your forte when it comes to building social audience. And then you've got to focus on getting those YouTube subscribers. And then obviously in the YouTube description, you're going to put the link goes to your opt-in page for people to subscribe. So what we've got to do is we've got to start thinking out the box of how I'm going to get people to my opt-in page. Where can I put my link to get people back? So social media is a absolutely perfect one for that. You can do this organically. You don't need paid advertising. I built my entire audience organically for a very, very long time, way before Facebook ads came out and any other kind of ads came out. So start thinking about that, about how you can build your audience and link back always with your link to the subscriber box. Don't start getting creative and thinking, oh, well, I'll link to this website and I'll link to this page and I'll link there and things. No, it's just like keep it really, really focused. Focus on that opt-in page, start sending everybody there, start creating content, putting it out on social media. Another really good way to start building an audience on social media is following other people and commenting on their stuff. So anywhere you think your audience might be hanging out, let's say, for example, you are this person who wants to create this recipe book. Obviously, you're going to want to start commenting and following people who are on pages to do with cookery. I mean, it's not rocket science here. This is the basics of what you have to do. So you go and start finding groups, cookery groups, pages where people do cookery, even YouTube videos and things like that, where people are doing recipes and cookery recipes and seeing who is commenting there, commenting in there yourself. You could drop a little cheeky link in there if it's appropriate, but don't go crazy with that, because obviously we want to start, first of all, following people, getting friends, that type of thing. Posting cookery groups, you know, what recipes are people looking for? What are their biggest challenges in the kitchen? Is it timing, you know, and finding really healthy meals that they can make quickly? Is it ingredients? Are they really restricted on what ingredients they can find? That type of thing. So again, you know, like we're going off on a cookery tangent, but that's my topic of choice here for today's session. Okay, so that's the bones of it, right? So you need the opt-in page, the email marketing system, you need a place to collect email addresses, you need something that's going to entice people to give you their email address that you can give them immediately, and then you need some form or way of bringing people to that link, which will be social media most likely. Okay, so start there. Then we have to think about some passive income things that you could do to actually make money and generate money from your efforts. So it's just those three things, okay? It might seem a little bit daunting, but it's just three things. Once one of them is set up, it's done. Once the opt-in page is set up, it's done. Once you've made that freebie, it's done. And then you only got one other task after that, and it's just get people directly there. And that is the whole point of that first initial phase. Then you need to start thinking about, well, how I'm going to monetize. So monetize is just a fancy word for making money out of your list. So there are many ways that you can do this. And it depends how in-depth you want to go. And it also depends on your skill level and what you want to do. You know, I've already sort of mentioned, for example, if you're a YouTube person, then, you know, you might decide that you want to start walking people through recipes. You set up your iPhone over your cooker and you start putting things in and making stuff and talking people through it. But then how do you make money from that? Because right now we haven't actually gotten in to make money from. So we have to think about the different ways that you can make money from your efforts. So I put a few together that you can kind of brainstorm on and think about how you could potentially do these yourself. So the first one, and probably the most common and easiest, is to have a blog. And basically you can, I would suggest, let's take the cookery idea, and obviously the cookery idea, you're going to have to apply these yourself. So if I had a blog on cookery, I would probably post some of my recipes on the cookery blog, right? And when I post these recipes, I'm going to also post about technology and appliances that I use in my own kitchen to be able to create those recipes. So for example, if I use a Moulinex blender to mix my whatever it is, I'm not much of a chef, as you can probably tell. Really, it was the wrong topic to pick in hindsight, but I'm already on it now. So if I use a Moulinex blender, or if I used a DeLonghi coffee machine, or if I use this, that, and the other, you know, or this soup thing, I've got one of them, you know, the soup blenders. I would put that in the recipe, and I would tell people in the recipe about why I love it so much. So a lot of times you'll see, and this is how chefs, cooks are really good at this type of thing. You'll find on their blog that they have this whole kind of like story at the top of their recipe. Before you can actually get to the recipe, they've got this whole story at the top about how this recipe came about. And it might include, or the fact that their kids will only eat this type of brand something, or it could be like they were wanting a 30-minute meal and they couldn't do anything, so they put together. So they start telling a story, but you'll find in that story there's links, like affiliate links. And affiliate links are things where if somebody clicks that link and buys, you will make a sale. So what you have to do is be really enthusiastic and passionate about all those appliances that you have in your kitchen. And if you don't have affiliate links to some appliances, you can say, well, I use this one, but this one's out on the market now and it's really amazing, and I suggest you could potentially use that one too. And then you do a link. So it might be an Amazon link, it might be a link that's directly from the brand or the company that make that particular appliance themselves. So you can use any of those. It could be, and also, like for example, if you took inspiration from another chef and they happen to have a cooking course and you don't, then see if they've got an affiliate program for that cookery course and say, like, I'm really inspired by this chef. I take a lot of my inspiration from that chef. They happen to have a course. Go and take it. It's really, really awesome. So you're not essentially selling anything by doing this, but what you are doing is providing an opportunity to make a sale from somebody else's efforts in terms of programs, courses, books, recipe books, any kind of equipment, that type of thing. Megan says, speaking of links, I just discussed a few things you want to look out for with affiliate links. I just discussed this during my student group call, but it's very important to consider. Do you want to come and tell us?
Sure. Sorry if there's a little bit of background noise, but so there's a few things. So Amazon, if you aren't aware, Amazon recently slashed like some of their commission rates for affiliates. Like some of them were slashed by like 50 and 70%. So, and Pat Flynn just talked about this a couple weeks ago when it happened. But you sometimes with like appliances and those kinds of things, you might be better off actually looking directly through the manufacturer, or you might be better off looking like Target has a really, in the US, Target has a really good affiliate program and their commissions are much higher. And there's a few others. So just, I would say, look as big as Amazon is, they kind of, with everything going on, they decided that they are basically being flooded with orders because of people not going out. So they basically are like, well, we don't need more orders from affiliates, so we're just gonna crash the slash the commissions. So,
Interesting.
which isn't, and they gave like nobody a heads up. So there's that part, but also with product-based affiliate stuff, you really want to look out for the cookie. And what the cookie is the cookie is what tracks the person. So if you share an appliance, for example, and you say, okay, this is the best whatever appliance, there are some, there's a lot actually of companies that are sometimes having 1-day cookies or even cookies that are only 3 days. And what that means is basically if it's a 1-day cookie and you refer somebody to or share an affiliate link for a washing machine, for example, unless they click on that and buy an appliance like that on the spot, you're not getting anything from it. And the caution I have with that is if somebody's making a big purchase like that, chances are they're going to click on your link and then maybe shop around and see either comparable ones or other prices or whatever. And if they go outside of that 1-day window, you now lose the sale. So I caution people just to not do it, but just don't spend too much time. You actually can get much better, a much better ROI and much better commissions off of digital products. And that's mainly because of what you were talking about, Michelle, where, people with digital products can, for example, record the video once and they can sell it multiple times. And so the investment isn't necessarily an ongoing thing where they have to produce the product. So just a warning, there was some people that did not realize that when we talked about it a few months ago, and it kind of opened my eyes too to some of those cookie windows. There are some that are good. I'd have to go back and look at my notes, but there was one, actually, let me see. I think I have my notes here from that call, but just give me a second. Sorry. Here, yeah. So for physical products, Walmart has a good affiliate program. Target has a 7-day cookie, and they also have tiered commissions based off of volume. So if you have a really big audience, the commission goes up as you sell more. eBay actually has pretty good commissions, and it's a commission based off of eBay's fee. It's out of eBay's cost, not off the product of it, the cost of the product. But then, like I said, like even individual products. So like you have an affiliate program, Michelle. There's companies with physical products that will also have that. Yeah. So anyway, just wanted to point that out because there are a lot of people that don't know that, and so.
Oh, that's really good. And I mean, I'm not a big fan of Amazon anyway, the Amazon affiliate program, but sometimes it's all you can find. And I think something is better than nothing, but absolutely do shop around for your affiliate links. It's really good advice. And also the advice about like really when you're concentrating on like actually putting effort into promoting something, then yeah, do promote things like digital programs and courses and cookbooks and, I mean, like if you're doing the cookery thing, stuff like that.
Like even like Home Depot, one of my students, she was promoting a lot of stuff through Home Depot because it was relevant to her business. But Home Depot has a 1-day window and the commission rate is like 1 or 2%, which she would have to essentially refer and sell like a crazy amount of volume to get any kind of really good return on the efforts that she's putting into it. So I was like, unless somebody is specifically asking or something like that, I just wouldn't put tons and tons of effort into like a 1 or 2% 1-day window.
Oh, and just so you guys know, the reason Megan is such an authority on this is because she has passive income program, like affiliate program. So she teaches people how to work with affiliate stuff. So Megan's your go-to person for that if you need any help. Okay, so blogging was one of them, and inserting affiliate links. So whether you blog about experiences, articles, whether you blog about travel and then you drop affiliate links in for travel, for suitcases that you use or whatever it is, or like gadgets that you use or whatever, you can do that. It might even be computers, technology, anything. So you can start a blog and you can start potentially generating some passive income from that. But also when you have the blog and everything, you can also send an email out to your subscribers telling them about the new blog post that you've just posted, or converting that blog post into an email that you then send directly, and you've got all your links in as well. So that's the first thing. Then obviously training programs is a big one. So creating a training program or course that you can sell for a one-time fee or with installments. The reason I like installment-based programs is because it's like the gift that keeps on giving. You don't just get a one-time amount of money. You get money next month. It might be for 6 months or 3 months or something, but it gives you a little bit of predictability in your business as well. So I tend to prefer to take a little bit less and then take the payment in installments because it's more affordable and manageable for other people. And also I know as well that there's going to be some money coming in the following month as well. Megan says, what's the longest installment you've considered? The longest installment I have is 2 years. And there are people who have completed the 2 years. I considered during COVID extending out into maybe 3-year payment plan. But 2 years is the maximum I've had. And I was, like I say, I was thinking with the pandemic, maybe 3. But you see, at the end of the day, when people do those payment plans, I tend not to be clingy about whether people actually complete the payment plan or not. If they don't complete, because everything is digital in my courses, it's nothing that you can take away. It's all inside the membership area. If they don't complete, they lose access to the membership area. So any investment that they've already made, they're going to essentially lose that investment if they don't complete the payments. So they need to take responsibility to say either, okay, well, I'm prepared to lose my investment if I can't complete these payments, and that's okay. Or I will just complete the payments and I'll get the updates in the future and things like that. Except for digital downloads associated. Yeah, the only product I have that's digital download is PLR, the PLR stuff, packs, but everything else. Yeah, but if somebody has got like, for example, a worksheet or a template, and they don't have access to the video, audio, presentation, monthly calls, whatever, there's not a great deal that they could potentially do with that unless they kind of memorize it or actually want to actually go ahead and do some extreme measure of recording the screen on the videos and things like that. My courses tend to be...
That's what I was just curious about, because like my programs are the same way. Where if you download something, but then if you don't complete like a payment plan or something like that, you lose the video and all that kind of stuff. Just if you've already downloaded one of the things associated with one of the plans, you'd still have that. But so I was just curious I can't remember.
Yeah. I tend to work on a basis where I trust everybody unless they give me a reason not to. And I like to think that anybody who's purchasing my programs is trustworthy and isn't there to just steal everything and run away. But if they are, then that's something that they have to live with themselves, not me. I've had so many people as well, like there's a money back guarantee. I had a woman do this like 4 times when we realized and we shut her down. But she would come in, buy the program, wait for the 30-day or the 60-day money back guarantee, claim the money back, and then sign up again, and then wait, and then claim the money back. And she did that 4 times, and then we were like, we had to get her blacklisted, like from ClickBank and everything. But that's happened, and other people have tried it. That happened the first time, and it was a shock to me because it was like, oh my god, who would do that? But then we started looking out for it, and then since then, maybe I think 3 or 4 people have also tried the same thing, where we realized that they're canceling and then they're signing up for the exact same program and just again canceling before the guarantee. But then obviously we have to do something about those people. But it's so few. It's so few. Your gains from doing these activities are going to be far greater than any kind of loss you're going to make from the 1 or 2 individuals who are just poopy pants. Sorry, that's my kids' expression. So training courses. So if you don't want to create all your own membership site and build all that yourself, you can set up training courses in places like Udemy. They make it very easy for you. You can buy some screen recording software. I use ScreenFlow myself, or you can even use Zoom and make videos in Zoom, because It's got a recording function in there. Doesn't have to be amazingly complicated or, you know, like amazingly branded or anything like that. You have to price it all accordingly based on the presentation and what you're able to do. If you want to hire someone to help you, like Megan, to help you polish it and put it together nicely, then you can do that. But otherwise, you can try and sort of makeshift it and do it yourself. But the point is, you're doing something. You're putting something out there. You have the potential of making money when you put something out there. You have no potential when you do nothing. Okay, so create a training course, again, that you can sell for either a one-time fee or installments. You could also, like I say, that woman who did the meditation, you can also set up a potential members area. So instead of doing offline meditation, you can set up a members area where you can do online meditation, either through video or live classes. If we're going down the cookery routes and you are somebody who shares your recipes and things like that, you could go down the route of having a membership area where once a week you get together and you make a recipe with your students. Or you teach people different skills in the kitchen. How one week you can teach them, or 1 month you can teach them how to properly use a knife, or another time you can teach them how to make sauces, or, you know, it could be anything. So you got the opportunity there to have a membership site where people come every week or every month, and you do something with them that you teach potentially live. Or you can add another video, like a pre-recorded video. You don't necessarily have to teach this stuff live, although I think membership sites work better for the monthly subscription if something is live in there, because people tend to join monthly membership sites because they like that community aspect and community feel. Otherwise, why wouldn't they just buy a course? So if you're going to have a membership site, the real difference between the membership site and the ongoing monthly payments and just purchasing a course is the community and the interaction and the feeling that you're a part of something, and you can get together with people once a week or something like that, or once a month, and do something and interact with each other as well. Another idea is consulting calls. So it's incredible the amount of people who don't know what you know will be willing to just sit and talk to you and pay for what you know. And again, this can come up in any topic, in any subject, and you don't necessarily have to be a massive authority on it. You just have to simply believe in yourself and believe that you have something to share with other people. So when you're thinking about this, you know, don't say to yourself, well, oh, I've never been a qualified chef, I never did an MBQ in it, or I never. No, it's like, do people talk to you, and do people say that your recipes and your food taste good? Is it awesome? If you say yes, then obviously that's what we want. We don't want the person who's went into a kitchen and learned how to measure things, but the food tastes crap. We want the person who you can go to and say, yeah, my heart's in my food. You know, like people love it. People come back for more. They love the taste. Okay, that's all I care about. I don't care if you actually learned that in a school or you learned it in your own kitchen yourself. Really doesn't matter as long as you're good at it. You know, so let's say, for example, you're somebody who does that, and you want to become a consulting chef. Maybe you can start becoming a consulting chef for people having weddings or parties or events. Not that there is a lot of that going on right now. Maybe you can do it for the stressed out mom at home who's used to ordering out or going to restaurants 7 nights a week or 6 nights a week, and suddenly they're chained to the kitchen and they have to do it themselves, and they're pulling their hair out because they don't know what to do. Maybe you can start consulting with those people. Maybe you can start consulting with people who want to start a do-it-yourself at home delivery takeaway service. Whatever it may be, I don't know, but you can consult on it online. Consulting is really simple. You create a Zoom account, create a free Zoom account. You can set up a link, and you can start telling people that you're available to talk to one-on-one for an hour, and this is the price. Obviously you charge for it. And you can say, like, I can teach you about this, I can tell you about this, anything you want to know about this, and this. So start thinking about, what can I consult on? What am I really good at? What do I love to talk to people about? And then start thinking about, well, how can I translate that? For example, people are stuck in their homes right now. And the thing about being stuck in your home is that if you're a really messy, disorganized person, you're going to start going stir crazy in your home because you can't get out of it, out of the mess and the disorganization. So what's the solution? You organize your home. So then you don't know the first thing about organizing your home. So maybe you need somebody to send photos to, where they take, you can say to that person, you know, I'm going to take yes, talk to Susan. She's the organization queen. You're in my mind actually while I'm talking about this. So yeah, so then you say, okay, well, I need help. So you can take a photo of all your rooms and you can say, this is this stuff, this is junk, you know, and then that person maybe can suggest that you order these shelves from IKEA and start organizing things that way, or whatever it is. So whether it's physical organization that you can start talking about in your home, about how to put things together, or digital organization, whether it's photos, you know, like imagine if you had a project where you've got all these digital photos online, you don't know the first thing, some are duplicates, you don't know how to sort them, you don't know how to put it together, you know, you've realized that you may never be able to take another photo in your life because of COVID-19, you may never be able to leave the house again. You want to really take care of these precious photos from before the days, you know, when you could leave the house. Then you might want to get someone to consult with you and help you on that, how best to organize it, or what you could potentially do with those photos. So it could be anything, but consulting is a hot topic. Megan can tell you how to set up your online program or your digital space for making a passive income or your affiliate income. It's worth, if you don't want to buy her entire program, just to book a consultation with her and say, like, you know, where could I start? Could I just have an hour of your time where you can talk me through where you think is the best place for me to do this and how to do it as well. Okay. So we've got that, consulting calls. Another thing that you could potentially do is selling digital assets. So if you're a creative person, this is probably more in your area of expertise. But let's say, for example, you're a really good amateur photographer and you don't know what to do with your millions of photos that you've taken of forests and trees and leaves and things like that. Put them on stock photography sites. Start opening up the idea of going into places like Envato or other stock photography sites. Creative Market is another one. So start thinking about all the things that you could potentially make and start giving to people. If you're really awesome at making social media graphics, you know, people buy social media graphics. So creative design, websites out of a box. I was talking to someone today I have a mentorship call with them. She's in my VA Protege program. And we talked this morning about this website that she built, which she built with all the best intentions, but it completely did not fit her target audience or the look she was going for or anything like that. But she's like, oh my God, I spent like a few $100s on these images. And her words were, these images make me want to puke. Those were exact words, you know, on her own website. And I'm like, okay, well, and she's like, oh, I've lost all this money. And I'm like, no, you can flip it. You can sell this website that you've just made. It's a ready, done, out of the box website that you've put a lot of effort into. You've bought the images already. All it takes is a little bit of tweaking, change the logo, change a bit of the copy, and somebody can almost immediately, in a fraction of the time, have their website up and running, sell the website. And she was like, oh my God, I never even thought of that. That was amazing. Okay, so if you're somebody who just likes to sit there fiddling around making websites, then put them up for sale. If you are somebody who likes to create WordPress themes and fiddle around with those, start selling your WordPress themes. Go on to themeforest.net and start creating an account and start selling your wares there, your digital assets. Like I say, anybody who does photography, stock sites, templates. If you're somebody who likes to put together templates, if you're somebody who loves spreadsheets, you know, how many people can actually make a spreadsheet work with all those little formulas and crazy things? Not me. It's like I know very basic stuff, but for sure, if somebody had a package full of templates, spreadsheets, and I needed those, I'm going to buy them. I'm not going to sit there and learn how to fiddle with Excel myself in order to create those spreadsheets myself. No, I'm just going to spend $27 on a little spreadsheet bundle and just have it ready for me. So you have to start thinking about all these things that you can do that might be of a creative nature that will really, really help other people. And it's not necessarily something that everybody knows how to do. And the good news about that is nobody knows how to do everything. So the likelihood is that you have an audience for anything that you want to create, whether it be how to knit, whether it be how to play guitar. You know, there's so many opportunities out there. How to cook, how to do calligraphy, how to paint. You know, we're all stuck at home right now, and we're thinking about our hobbies and the things that we would like to learn and things that we would like to do, whether it be passing on how to speak Russian. You know, it doesn't matter. There's always somebody out there who wants to learn it and is willing to pay to learn. Jessica says, I love spreadsheets. It's like a love language for me. Okay, it's like Nightmare on Elm Street for me, but that's where I would come to you because you love it. And it's a love language. Megan says it's a nauseating language for me. Pretty nauseating for me too. When I think about a spreadsheet, it's like I want to get as far away as possible, just even from thinking about it. But I use spreadsheets all the time, so it's like, what are you going to do? So there's that. So yeah, think about selling digital assets in any way, shape or form. You've just got to think about what can I do, what can I offer, and how you're going to translate that, you know, into something. And there's always these stock sites, these template sites, these theme sites that you can go out and find, and you'll find that there are many things you can put on there and sell. And then the last one, last but not least, was self-publishing. So this is probably, in terms of putting it together, the longest one, particularly if you haven't created any content. But if you're self-published, let's say you want to sit down and write a book about cookery or making spreadsheets, then you can sit there and crank out your book, and you can put it on something like CreateSpace. So CreateSpace works with Amazon, where you can actually create your own book. You can self-publish your own book. There's another site called Lulu that does it. There are a few other sites, so you just got to research self-publishing and creating your own ebook and things like that. You can also do it quite easily with like the Apple Book Store and things like that. Create a book and just kind of like self-publish yourself, become an author and start selling your book. And then from there, you know, who knows, you'll probably get opportunities for TV shows and also kind of things. You could start presenting, then you might get picked up by a real publisher and live happily ever after. So who knows what the possibilities are, but self-publishing is always another one. If you're a really good creative writer, you know, obviously what we've talked about here requires different skills. You know, if you're going to create a training course, you've got to be a really good kind of like public speaker. Otherwise your training course is going to be a bit bland and no one's going to want to buy it. You know, if you've got to be enthusiastic when you speak about what you're talking about. So maybe some things are not right for you. Maybe you're a really amazing creative writer where, you know, your forte is with words and putting words together. So self-publishing might be a better route for you. You might have a really good creative brain for design and form and putting things together, you know, then selling digital assets that you create. Or, you know, you might just want to start putting together some websites and selling them out of the box on the shelf, you know, whatever it is. And then you might want to provide a service as well, just to customize that website too, to each individual who wants to buy it. You can even just make a copy of it as well. If someone says, oh, I really like this website, you know, like make a copy of it and make some changes, and it's easy to create another one from that. So whatever it is that you decide to do in terms of making passive income, make sure, again, you have your opt-in page and you're willing to put the effort in to start generating subscribers back to the opt-in page from means like social media. Like I say, the quickest and most effective way to do that for free is just finding where those people are and commenting and sharing and making friends and friend requesting people in similar areas. You know, you love cooking, I love cooking, let's get together, that type of thing. And just kind of build an audience from there. You'll find, you know, even in TikTok, you know, like my daughter's strategy, she's 11 years old, probably shouldn't be on TikTok, but, you know, I'm one of those radical mothers who kind of lets her do things that she shouldn't do. But she's on TikTok and she just follows other people until they follow her back, and then she unfollows them. Terrible strategy. I say, no, you have to stay following the people. But she's trying to get her numbers up, and it's a bad strategy in terms of the ethical way to do it, but it's working for her. And she's on TikTok right now and she's getting her numbers up. But she is, I think, going to continue following people who follow her back now, which is nice. So yeah, so it could be anything that you do, but just start making friends, start following people, start interacting with people, start commenting, because even if you don't leave a link in your comment, you can still have people see you from the comments. People are always, you know, I don't know if the word is trolling, that's a very negative word, but people are always looking, aren't they? You know, like they're looking at, you probably find you do it yourself, like, or you see a post that you're interested in and then you start looking who's commented about it, you know, because you're interested in who's interested in the same things as you. That's how you start getting things going. And then obviously once you do that, and you get people to subscribe with their free download, and you start sending them emails about stuff, whether it's affiliate links or courses or programs, whatever it is you create or you do, start sending them emails, make them relevant, always share free advice and information that's really valuable to people. Don't just say buy my stuff, because that is a terrible strategy. You've got to share really relevant, valuable information with those people. Always give something away for free. In fact, Yaro Starik, I've been following Yaro Starik, and he has definitely been my business mentor since I started this business in 2005. And I always remember the things that stick out in your head, and I always remember it, and I've always done it. You just give your best content away. So all your best stuff, that's what you need to be giving away. And it's really works for me. And I do try and give loads and loads of value away for free up front to kind of entice people to follow me, because if people start getting results for free, then, you know, imagine what they could do if they actually invested in something and followed a complete program or course or did something like that. So that's all I have to say about that. So really do, even if you're in a position right now where you're saying, oh, I don't know where to get started, I don't know what to do, don't sit there and think, oh, this isn't for me, because it's for everybody. I hope that I've really kind of given you that idea that anybody and everybody can do this, as long as you pick out the right way and the right approach for you. Then it can absolutely work. It's got to be things that you're passionate about. It's got to be communication that you're really comfortable with. So, you know, like I say, the channels of communication, if you're not great on video, look at other ways that you can communicate through the written word, through audios. Maybe you can start a podcast. Maybe that's how you want to start building your audience. If you're a great talker, but you're really camera shy and you don't really like writing, podcasting might be the thing for you. And if that's the case, and then you want to get something in writing, get that podcast transcribed, you know, and then pick bits out of it and start using that through social media. So I hope that helps give you some ideas. If you're a VA and you're looking to kind of work with other people right now, passive income and affiliate income is a really good direction to go in, helping people to set that up. Megan's the person to talk to if you do want to talk to anyone about affiliates and things like that, or making programs and courses. She's the perfect person. Yeah, so I hope that helps, guys. Does anybody want to add anything or any final thoughts before we wrap the call up? Can I just ask, who here in this room, can you leave a message in the chat, has a source of passive income already? Or a source who has a program or course? Megan? Or anything that they do? Not yet. It's interesting. And Jessica, why haven't you created a passive income source? Is it because you're fairly new to this, or Susan's working on her first program? No, regardless to anyone, now is definitely the time to start doing it. Jessica says, still new and too many ideas, but one is in creation. Cool, good. So it's good to hear that people are being proactive and signing themselves up for this. Because, like I say, I think you're going to really thank yourself 6 months, a year down the line, when even if you're making a small amount on a subscription is something, it does really help contribute. Okay, cool. So I'm going to wrap this call up now. Thank you so much for listening to me chat away for the last hour, as I usually do. You've all been great. I hope you're staying safe at home. I hope this COVID thing isn't getting you down too much. I know it's still kind of scary and tragic and things like that, but I think, you know, as a community and as individuals, all we can do is try and make the best of a bad situation, and try and learn and grow throughout this process as well. So yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. Stay home, stay safe, start creating your passive income streams. And who knows, by the next call, maybe we'll be able to share some links to what people are selling or doing or something like that. That would be nice. So bring it on next month. In the meantime, I'll see you soon. And if you need anything, as always, oh, Gloria's working on how to budget, Rick. That's awesome, because people are really budgeting right now. It's a very in-demand topic, I can imagine. Yeah, so if you need anything, just email support@virtualmissfriday.com. Megan's put her program in there, megandixonline.teachable.com. So you can go and check that out as well if you want to buy any of her programs and courses. And she's a super, super awesome authority on this. And this was just a random topic that I decided to discuss about 2 hours before the call. So I hope this helps. See you soon. Love you lots. And take care, and I'll see you next month. Bye, guys.